Welcome to the Tradies in Business podcast with your hosts Warwick Bidwell and Nicole Cox. Divert your phone and grab a brew as Waz and Nick unpack tips, tales, secrets and stuff-ups from guests both inside and outside your trade, helping educate and inspire you to break the cycle of gut-busting and money stress and create a true trade business.
We don't really know what we're talking about on this week's Effort Friday.
Well, I had an idea, but
It was too.
I think we decided
Jesus. People would never listen to us again.
Well, I don't know about that. I just think there'd be a lot of people checking themselves into the local mental health unit afterwards.
So we're leaving that one away, and instead we're going to talk about I suggested that we should talk about how to throw a good party, because what tradie doesn't like a good party? And what did Woz say?
I don't know how to throw a good party.
But you do know how to?
I do know how to drink the free piss and throw up in the bus.
Yuck.
That was after I passed out in the toilet.
Did you clean up? Oh my God, that was you?
It's not my finest moment. It was a long time ago, and I do not drink. I rarely drink nowadays.
You really
Can't
don't
imagine
drink
why.
much at all.
No, it's a very rare occasion that I have a drink. Maybe I have low self-control. Actually, I do. It's on my personality flippin' profile.
So, does that mean that you... No, I don't even believe that you have low self-control.
How I do?
Rubbish.
I say things sometimes without filtering them, and
Well, that's normal.
for you maybe. I tend to be a little spontaneous, and I chop and change a bit. I like a little bit of chaos and change and
I don't mind
variety
change. I don't like chaos.
I don't mind it. Trouble is, I kind of seek it out a little bit.
Do you? That's what's gone wrong in my life in the last 12 months.
Yeah, I suspect
I hooked up with
that,
someone who likes chaos. Look out.
No, it was a very nice lunch, and I had lots of wine and sake and cigars.
I hate sake. It tastes like dirty water.
It's a weird flavour, hey?
It's a little it's a bit textured on the tongue. I can't explain it.
Good sake is nice.
Well, I had it at Sono at Portside, so you think it would have been all right. I just... Ugh.
Anyway, too much rice wine, too many oysters, and minibus.
Did you clean it up?
No, but I did pay the $250 cleaning fee.
Well, I think it should have been $1,000 cleaning fee. I actually have this
Stuff you.
conversation with the Uber drivers all the time when they take us into town. Have you ever had anyone throw up in the back of your Uber? Yes, I have, as a matter of fact, just last weekend. And they get paid like, I don't know, $300, let's say, I don't know for sure, to clean that mess up. I think that's crap.
I would not have been able to clean it up because I could barely stand. So I would have just made it worse.
You should have just been used like a mop to clean it up.
I had a very expensive suit on, thank you.
Well, you also threw up in somebody's very expensive bus.
Oh, it was only a minibus.
Doesn't matter.
It was a rental bus.
It was worth more than you suit.
Moving on from my chunder, and you reckon the other topic was going to be bad. I think we've just done a worse job with that. How to throw a good party. Don't be the spewing host.
No, we're about to throw a
Don't
party,
serve
so
sake.
we're just workshopping ideas, and you happen to be along for the ride.
Who's throwing a party?
We are.
Oh, you and me.
Yeah.
Oh, that party.
That party.
The launch party.
The launch party.
The launch party, mate.
Can I have balloons? I don't sound that ochre.
No, but I do.
Oh, that's all right then. Thought you'd taken the piss.
Where are we doing our launch party? I didn't know we were doing a live, like actual face-to-face real launch party.
No, we're doing it at home and other people are watching us.
Should we wear pants?
Can we? I don't know what it is with this pants off Friday shit.
Good thing we're doing the launch on a Tuesday. So we'll wear pants. We'll have balloons.
Balloons.
We won't
with
serve
helium?
sake. I could bring some sake.
No.
No sake?
Don't want it.
Have you got a bus?
No.
Your car's nearly as big as a bus.
It's nearly as big as a bus. Almost got enough children to make a bus full of kids.
It's an impressively large vehicle.
It's fun to drive.
I don't mind being chauffeured around in it by you. I feel a bit emasculated sometimes when we turn up to meetings. No.
You can drive.
I can drive a manual. I can drive a manual, love.
I can drive a manual too, mate.
Can you?
Yep.
Righto. So how to throw a good party. Don't serve sake and don't get us to organise it for you.
Excuse me, I throw a good party.
What's the best party you ever threw?
I threw my son. Actually, I've thrown a couple of really good ones. I threw my son for his 6th birthday. Might
Is
have
that
been
like dwarf tossing?
actually.
Sun throwing?
Well, he was that little. He could have been a dwarf. No, I'm not going to say that. Sorry, Blake. Anyway, for his 5th or 6th birthday, we threw him a totally gross party. So at the time, there was a TV show or some weird thing with all this gross stuff. So we based the theme around that. So we had things like, I worked in pharmacy at this time, so I had access to baby nappies. So we had a table full of baby nappies, and we'd like smeared baby food
come on
the nappies, and the boys had to sniff and figure out what it was. And then we had a thing full of
disgusting.
I'd made like brown jelly, put some colours together, and down the bottom of the jelly there were snakes, and so like snake lollies. So they had to get their hands in and find the snakes.
Oh dear.
And then we had egg and spoon races, because there's nothing more gross than having an egg and spoon race and having all the adults throw eggs at you.
So it was really just a way for the adults to get back at the kids.
So much fun. And you know, that same son's now 17, and his mates still talk about the party.
Is he scarred though?
No, he loved it.
Is that what he tells you?
No, he really loved it. And then, look, parties are my thing. Then a few years later, we had a Minute to Win It party. Did you ever see that show?
No.
You don't watch TV. There's a really cool show you had 1 minute to play whatever random game. To beat your competition, you'd win the prize, essentially.
Right.
That's a really simple version for you, Oz.
I'm none the wiser, but anyway.
So they're just silly little
Sounds
games
riveting.
that you play for 1 minute, and it might be trying to get all the tissues out of a tissue box, or it might be trying to unravel a toilet roll, or trying to get the Oreo off your forehead down into your mouth without dropping it, or what else did we play? A whole bunch of just really stupid, silly games. They loved it. It's another one they still talk about.
Right.
The Queen of Kids parties, not so good with adult parties. Although I'm not going to say how old I was. I almost said it.
You're not 21 anyway.
No. Actually, I'm double 21. I'm more than double
you've
21.
given it away anyway.
Doesn't matter. Everyone knows.
Yeah.
I don't hide from the fact I'm
Old cheese.
40-ish.
40-ish. I'm still in my 40s.
Shit, not by much.
Piss off. Anyway, back to the parties.
So, our party, adult parties are a bit different.
Ooh, that sounds a bit like X-rated adult parties.
Oh, well, that might get lots of tradies along.
Definitely not wearing pants to that one.
We're not having our launch party in a titty bar, okay?
I don't... Now, there's a topic. Titty bars.
There is a topic.
Right.
What is the go with titty bars?
I don't know.
I don't get it. I actually don't know a single tradie that's ever been to a titty bar, and I know a lot of tradies. You have, Warwick? Did you just put your hand up?
I did.
Really?
Multiple times.
You don't strike me as that kind of guy.
No, I went reluctantly. No one's going to believe this, but I'm going to try and tell the story anyway. This is a good thing about podcasting is, other than you, and I can just turn off your mic, no one can butt in and talk over the top of me, right? I've been to a few titty bars.
Have you?
So, thanks, listeners. I've been to a few titty bars, right? Yeah, I'll just turn Coxie back on. Ooh, that was easy. But I went with other people that were going there. You know, I was out drinking with mates or clients or whatever.
So were they actually going there for that reason, or they're just the pub they go
everyone
to?
had kind of gone out drinking, and
Right.
and you know, it gets to that stage of the night where decision making that's normally pretty poor gets even worse.
Yes.
And some bright spark says, "Oh, let's go to so and so's," and me being fairly like I'm a good boy. I had a good upbringing, and like I didn't have my first girlfriend until I was 19.
You were a good boy.
So, I mean, I know my way around life, but that's just, I don't know. I've never really done that sort of thing.
I don't understand the point of it.
And someone said, and I remember this one night distinctly, and this was before I met my current last wife, last ever.
Your life wife.
My life wife, yeah, not you. My work wife.
No, your watch wife.
My watch wife. Which doesn't work anymore. Go back and listen to the last fucking Friday episode to find out what that's all about. If you actually listened to part of it and didn't get all the way through, then go back and re-listen to the back end of it if you quit. Anyway, out with client and a bunch of his crew, and been drinking, having a pretty good time, and someone said, "Oh, let's go over to so and so," and I'm like, "Oh, well, yeah, well, whatever, that'll do." Like it's 11:30 at night, you know. It's getting to that stage of things where everyone's pretty messy.
It's time to go home, really.
And I probably should have gone home at that point. Anyway, we all got Ubers to this particular place, and we pull up out the front, and I looked at it and went, "Oh,
Shit.
okay, there's no tops on the ladies."
Oh, dear.
And I'm like, shit, I kind of really want to go, but this would be a really shit place to go, and I'm out because, you know, my reputation would be completely mud, and it sucks that I think that way sometimes. But
Yeah, it really does. But you're right that if you're going to leave, it should have been before the Uber, I guess.
Yeah, so I went inside, and now I've been to when my brother got married many years ago. He's been married twice as well. Must run in the family. But he went to some place in Melbourne for his Bucks party, and like they have, not that sort of thing can possibly be high class, but it was a much more tastefully done version of it, right?
You can send the hate mail to warwick@tradiesinbusiness.com.au.
And I certainly don't condone that sort of thing, but anyway, whatever. He was in his 20s and we had a Bucks party, and I didn't organise it. But we all ended up at this freaking place with, you know, chicks doing stuff that they do in those places. And I just feel uncomfortable, honestly. I feel so uncomfortable. It doesn't do anything for me.
I don't understand how the guys, like what, maybe I don't want to even ask this question. Do they not understand that that is somebody's daughter, that is somebody's sister, that's potentially somebody's partner? Do they not look and see that?
Ew.
Clearly they don't. But my point is, those girls aren't really performing for you. They're performing for the money they're being paid. They're not trying to grab your attention, not you, Warwick, but the gentleman's attention, in order to take them home and marry them and have a nice long life.
No.
It's weird.
Avert
Sorry.
thine
That probably
eyes.
sounds a bit prudish, but
So, yeah, I went inside this place with the clients, and this was not one of those more tastefully done places. Like, you know, when you walk in, and there's a lot of pubs and bars where the carpet's a bit sticky from all the spilt alcohol. Well, the floor was sticky like as you stepped through the front door, not once you got out the back to the bar. And, you know, the low ceilings and dim lighting, and the carpet was ratty. And I was like, oh, I do not want to be here. And the guys that were saying this was a good place to go were like, no, cheap drinks, man, cheap drinks, like $2 spirits. And like,
because they need that
I
at
don't
that
really
point of the
care
night.
about that. And they were serving the drinks in plastic cups so that there was no glassing and all that sort of stuff. And it's like,
Lordy.
oh man, I stayed for what I thought was the
Appropriate amount.
just the right amount of time. And I was like, yeah, I got to go, fellas. I got to get up early tomorrow.
Standard excuse. Got to get up early.
So I've been to, I mean, that was there's strip clubs, like they weren't titty bars. I know there's a few pubs that do sort of the topless bar thing.
Friday afternoons.
But I don't get it, right?
No.
I mean, I think we should probably stay away from the whole shirts off men, shirts on women thing. That's just been the way it is forever.
Oh, yeah.
You know, since the fig leaf. We have rules about nipple coverage and stuff. Can't believe we're talking about this on the podcast.
You started it as usual. You take us there every single Friday.
Excuse me. You talked about adult parties.
I did not.
I'm going to go
just
back and
twisted it.
replay it. You said the
You
words.
twisted it.
I'm good at kids' parties. I don't know about adult parties. Actually, maybe I should organise an adult party. And then that turned into titty bars.
That's because that's where your mind lives.
Well, adult party sounds like adult film.
No.
Adult anything. Adult
No.
language. We use adult language in our
Grown-up
Fuck It
parties.
Fridays.
Yes.
Parties for big people. No, because that's sizest.
Come on. You're going to get us in so much shit this week.
Oh, dear. We haven't had any hate mail yet. I reckon it's coming. I reckon it's
That's because it
coming.
was only last week we ever said the first real email address. We've hidden it.
Yeah, you gave mine out.
Mm.
Thanks for that.
I'm not silly.
Anyway, I guess I could edit it. So I've been to a couple and I don't understand it and I don't like it.
I don't understand it. I don't like it. Have never been to one. Got a cracking story, though, that I can tell without giving away any names.
Please save me.
I will save you. So a friend and one of his friends headed off on a Bucks party, ended up in the strip club, as they do, and had a great time and went home. Got up in the morning, realised that he'd lost his wallet. This is the friend of the friend. So he rang around a bit and finally found his wallet. It was at Honey Badgers. Yeah, that says it all, doesn't it?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a strip club. Anyway, so his wife's being really attentive and kind and made him a beautiful breakfast and got him lots of water so he's feeling better. And he finally got to the, 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon and said, just got to go for a drive, honey. I just need to go and pick something up. Oh, I'll come. And he says, oh, no, it's okay. You stay here, you spend some time, have some time out, have some time on your own. No, I'd really like to come. This poor bugger had to tell his wife where he'd been and what he had to go and do. Now it's just a big family joke and we all laugh about it.
I bet it wasn't
hilarious.
a joke then.
Oh, shit, no. Although she's pretty calm. I think she would have breathed through the process, but, oh, yeah. It was pretty funny. But now it's a story that we all get to share.
Yeah, even on the podcast.
Yes.
G'day, if ever you listen to this.
He
Probably
won't
not.
mind. He won't mind.
Well, I got on some shit about the sticky carpet strip club that I went to.
Did you?
Yeah, from my ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
And no amount of explaining that story that I shared. Like I was with a client and some of his suppliers and, you know how these nights just go on and you think, shit, I should have left an hour ago, but now I'm kind of in with the late crowd. Mm-hmm. And then it looks really crap if I leave.
Yes.
And I wanted to, make a good impression.
You should have just pretended to throw up behind the bush because apparently you're good at that.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway. So head on over to the trade desk and
hang on,
make
we
sure.
haven't finished yet. Let's keep going on this story.
But yeah, similar story. I didn't have to go back and get my wallet, but it was like, so how was the the function? I was like, yeah, it was good.
Function.
Well, it started as a function. It turned into
I'm sure it did.
Piss up. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
But wouldn't you have been pissed in the same situation? Like those things, well, they are accessible for women on the reverse, but they're different. Then
There's not blokes with their wangs out, is there?
I don't know that they're allowed to still. I don't know. See, clearly I'm not experienced in this stuff. I will
You're
disclaim.
pretending not to know. Aren't
I
you,
will
Coxie?
absolutely confess that when I was about 18 or 19, I went to what were they called? Manpower show.
Oh, good old Manpower.
When Jamie Jury was still part of it.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I did enjoy the Manpower show. I had a photo. Got a photo.
So how is that different to a titty bar or a strip club?
You know what? It's not. It's different to a strip club, I think, because pants stay on.
Well, pants.
There's less to see.
Most of the pants stay on in a strip club.
Do they?
Generally, you got to pay extra to get the pants off.
Ugh. So, yeah, I don't.
Not that I'm an expert
I
on
want
these
to
things.
say anything more.
Anyway, I got on a bunch of shit about going on to the sticky carpet strip club.
So, would you have been cranky if she did the same at that time?
Looking
Big thinking pause.
back, I don't think so.
No, it's not something that tends to be
Because-
as infuriating for men as it is for women.
No, and it's not like I touched anybody or crikey, I didn't even really want to be there. And I thought it was pretty disgusting, actually, to be honest.
Well, that's another thing I don't think many blokes share, but I think there's plenty that feel the same way.
I mean, I love my wife and women are beautiful and all that sort of stuff, but I just think seeing them parading around in a dirty, dimly lit bar is just like, I don't get it.
I get concerned about why they've had to make that choice.
Yeah, well, there's that whole thought too, isn't it? Like what leads men or women to that point where they're using their body for that sort of thing. So
Absolutely. Worries me
it's
terribly.
kind of sad, really. But anyway, that was interesting. So yeah, I could never explain my way out of that one with my ex-wife, and
So how long did you sit in purgatory for?
It was pretty close to the end, so I think the purgatory kind of lasted all the way through to the divorce. I spent a fair bit of time living in the spare room in my house.
Did you?
Yes, but we'll save that for another conversation.
Well, yes, we will. We can
Not
have a
because
good
of the titty bar
conversation
incident.
about it. No, that's true.
So, yeah, how the freaking hell do parties? Adult parties, yes.
No, grown-up parties.
So,
Let's throw a
edible
grown-up
undies
party.
and high heels.
Yeah.
If you've ever eaten a pair of edible undies, we want to know about it.
No, please don't.
I want to know if you've ever...
You get us into so much shit in these episodes.
It says explicit. They know.
I'm really sorry if you happen to accidentally be listening to this one in the car with the kids.
Oh, yeah. No, because it says explicit on the episode. So
Yep.
if that's the case, then as a listener playing an explicit episode, you need to take responsibility for your actions.
We're actually going to get to that conversation after.
No,
all.
I'm going to leave that one alone. Just like I had to take responsibility for making the choice to go to the sticky carpet strip bar.
Yes, you did.
Oh, man. I regret that. And the spirits were really shit too.
Okay, stop. There's a point. Do you really regret?
Going to the thing?
No, just regrets in general.
Oh. Well, this is just a deep philosophical question about regret.
We were supposed to be talking about parties, but let's talk about regret.
So the way to plan an awesome party is to not have regrets. Yes, I regret. I have regret.
Interesting.
I've changed my viewpoint on regret in recent years. Yeah.
I try not to regret, but I inevitably regret.
I think it's a natural thing, right? I spent years with this whole personal opinion, right? I think it's bullshit, this whole no regrets.
No
right?
rugrats, it's meant to
No
be.
rugrats.
No rugrats.
No rugrats makes for a great life. No. No regrets. And I think it's unattainable, and I think it's horseshit.
So I kind of think, thinking about all of my regrets, they've generally come from pushing outside of my comfort zone and it creating a situation in which I generally did something I wasn't proud of.
Well, that's normal, isn't it? We've all
Yeah.
done stuff we're not proud of.
Yes, they're the things I regret. I
Yeah.
don't regret being married to somebody who was less than desirable. I don't regret
I bet you regret doing the podcast with me.
sometimes pushed outside my comfort zone and look
Fuck
what
It
happened.
Fridays. I'm pretty sure Fuck It Friday was your idea, actually.
It was.
I'm tagging you with that one.
You did. That's true. I'll take ownership of that.
Yeah.
You said you were tired of dancing around the fence sometimes.
and
I
here
said,
we,
well, fuck it. Let's do another podcast.
and here we are talking about titty bars and
I know.
sticky carpet.
Late on a Friday afternoon. This is what happened. Sorry, peeps.
So I've changed my view on regrets. I think we all have them,
Mm-hmm.
and we're all going to have them,
Mhm.
and it's what we do with them that's actually the important part.
So what should we do with them? Learn from them?
Yes.
Mm.
Take the lesson
Mm.
and move on.
Yeah.
Still have the regret.
Mm.
I regret a whole bunch of things. You know, I regret shouting at my ex-wife in front of my daughter many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I regret that.
Can you understand how and why that happened?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And to some extent, I've forgiven myself for that. Not fully. But I work pretty hard at not letting that chew me up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's the thing with regrets is we have them and then we sit with them and they just get under our skin and into our head and they become this heavy, awful thing that we just can't actually get past in the corridor, and then you're stuck. And those regrets then start to influence the way we make choices down the line.
Mm.
And I think that is a bigger problem than actually having the regrets in the first place, because I think it's delusional to say live a life of no regrets. That would be living a life sitting in a box in your lounge room and never actually doing anything.
No, I'd regret that.
Yeah, exactly right. So no matter what we do, I think we're going to regret stuff.
Absolutely.
And I have found that accepting that and just going, okay, well, I yelled at my ex-wife in front of my daughter. Why did I do that? What sort of a man was I being when I did that? What can I improve? I've gone and done a shitload of work on that. And, you know, I live a very different life now, emotionally and psychologically, based on that. And I'm okay that I regret that. Actually feels pretty good to say I regret it, because it means that I give a shit.
Yes.
And that I actually think that it was not a bad thing that I did, an undesirable thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing. Well, That was a big breath, big sigh.
Mm.
Sorry.
I'm waiting for the epiphany or something to roll
It's
out.
formulating in my mind. I don't think it's a bad thing to regret. I think regretting's healthy. It learns us something.
It'll learn you something, boy. You're going to learn something, son.
I think you should be proud that you took something you regret and you took a learning from that and you did some work to make it better.
Because otherwise...
Stuff happens.
Otherwise, the thing still happened.
Yeah.
And I just go, well, I don't regret it. And it's like, well, what sort of asshole are you that you don't regret yelling in front of your kid?
Well, you show me a couple in which somebody hasn't yelled in front of their kid and I'll probably say, I think you're fibbing.
Well, me and Amy, but we don't have any kids.
You don't, yeah. Well, that's when you've got kids. Let's see.
And we don't
Because
yell at
you
each other.
Well, okay.
But I did buy her a watch that shit itself.
So your
it's
yelling might be
It's probably
coming.
going to come.
Yes. But the point is we all get driven to that point where we're unable to control what happens next. And therefore behaviours happen. You're going to stop
mute
now.
your microphone.
No. Well, no, you're right.
Unable.
Okay,
Or choose
not a
not
good
to.
choice. Choose not to. Purposely choose like we feel like we can't.
Mm. Slid that in there, eh? Anywho, we
Yeah.
do shit that we do unconsciously. Is that a better way to say it?
Mm-hmm.
I feel better about that.
That is better.
Yeah.
I'll be okay with that one.
Because there's no can't, is there?
There's no can't.
What's that thing? Can't died in the cornfield? I don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're American, I don't think anyone would understand that. I think can't is I don't know.
Maybe it's a reference to some poison they put on corn or
Probably. Glyphosate.
something. Can't. Anyway, can we go back to the fact that
anyway.
we're having a party and we need to figure out how to throw this party?
So if you've just listened through that whole
A
episode,
lot of shit. Yep.
you deserve a party.
We talked about strip clubs though.
Yeah. That
So-
would have got some attention.
I'm reckoning this is going to be one of our most downloaded.
There'd be a whole bunch of dudes going, tell us about the strip club again.
You know what? We need to label this one How to Throw an Adult Party.
Oh, yes. So if you've just listened to this episode, because we called it How to Throw an Adult Party,
We still don't know.
we're not sure.
We won't be having strippers at our launch.
Or titty girls.
Nope.
What about titty boys?
Nope.
How about, I'm just going to leave all that alone.
Thank you.
There'll be a sausage sizzle.
Yes, we can have a
We're going to have some
sizzle.
sausage at our
Not
launch
like
party.
sausage party sausages, just real sausages.
And you point the finger at me for lowering the tone
You
of this.
did it. I just said whatever I was thinking.
I can't believe we're going to release this to the public.
I can't.
And we have strategic partners that listen to the
I know,
podcast
I'm really
and still
sorry.
want to do business with us.
I'm sorry.
Well, they did up
We're
until
just-
this point.
Yeah, but we're just relating to tradies.
Everybody knows that the Fuck It Fridays are a crock and we just talk whatever.
They're really just an excuse for us to dribble shit because we enjoy our dribbly shit conversations, right?
So, launch party, 2nd of April. Be there or be at a strip club. Just don't tell your wife.
Or your husband.
Yeah.
Hang on. Can we go back to that for a minute?
No, I don't want to.
I want to. I recall working in pharmacy. There were a bunch of young adults. So they were obviously over 18.
Mm-hmm.
But they always feel like teenagers to me
Right.
because I was the old nana. And they were going with their partners to the strip clubs.
Yeah, I've heard of chicks going to
Yes.
men's club, strip club things too.
Yes. Not on their own because they might enjoy that, but with their partner.
Yeah,
I really don't get that one.
me neither.
Right. Anyway, I just need to say that. Let's move on to the 2nd of April.
But Amy, if you're listening, anytime you want to go.
I don't believe you for a second. That's a crock of shit.
Yeah, 2nd of April, we're having a party, an adult launch party,
With no alcohol.
or strippers, just sausage.
No sausages. We're not having a sausage
Come
sizzle.
on, I want to have
No.
a sausage.
No.
On bread with onion
On the top or underneath?
underneath for WH&S.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the way they changed it from OH&S to WH&S.
Work.
It's so much harder to say.
Can you say it? Workplace.
Workplace health and safety.
What was O?
OH&S, occupational health and safety.
Oh, they're both a mouthful. What are you talking about?
Yeah, see? So how it's like changing the name of the Lady Salento Hospital.
Oh, don't get me started on
Oh,
that.
that's another episode in
Isn't it?
itself. So, launch party, 2nd of April. We've said that about 73 freaking times now.
We still don't know what we're doing, essentially. Well, we do. We're having a live podcast. So
What
you can
should we do?
actually see us do what we do.
Give us some ideas. What should we do and where should we do it?
I think you
That
should.
could go really pear-shaped.
Yeah, it should. So don't send us ideas. Not
No,
those kind
do.
of ideas.
Yeah. But what should we do and where should we do it? Tell us where to have the launch party. It has to be in Southeast Queensland because that's where we are. But somewhere
Could you really take all of this
doing
stuff?
something. No, we'll just do it on our phones. Or we can pack all this shit up and take it with us.
We want to record the podcast.
I've got saddlebags on my motorbike.
I'm not getting on your motorbike.
So tell us what to do and where to do it. And we'll think about including that as our adult launch party for the trade desk, which is where you get much more sensible conversation out of us than you do on a fucking Friday
I think that's the
episode.
point. Fucking Fridays are where we just
Let it all hang out.
download. After being really serious all week,
Oh,
working
man.
hard.
We did some cracking interviews today too. But Trade Desk is where you get help with your trade business. If you don't know what it's all about, go to the website, hit the Trade Desk button. If you register before the 2nd of April, yes, this is my ad roll voice, and I speak up and down like this so that people tune out.
Yeah, I was just thinking I'm going to fall asleep, Warwick.
So if you tuned out, don't do that. Don't be a wally. Go to the website, click on the button, check out the Trade Desk.
The trade desk.
Help you with stuff. We've got partners. As in like strategic partners, not our partners. They wouldn't have a bar of it.
Not strip club partners either.
And you get 2 months for $2. And if you register, you could also win a year's access for free. It's worth nearly $500.
Well, that's what I think you should do at a party. Give stuff away.
Oh,
Do you know what we really should have done is gotten some T-shirts printed.
it's not too late. Any T-shirt printers, hit us up now. I know one.
Actually, this will be dropped on
I'll
the
talk to
Friday
him.
before, won't it?
Oh, too late to print T-shirts.
We're going to look into that. Maybe by the time you're listening, we have T-shirts.
Anyway, give us your launch party ideas.
Mm.
Have fun.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Tradies in Business podcast with Warwick Bidwell and Nicole Cox. Find out more about today's guest, tools for your trade business, and other cool stuff at tradiesinbusiness.com.au.